Hey, welcome to part 2 of the series. We're going to be covering the body and the wrap. Starting off with the body, I went with a box truck. Now, I know not everyone wants to go with a box truck. A lot of guys go with a van or a pickup truck. Hey, whatever works for you, that's what counts. But as for me, I like having the cab separate so I don't have to worry about the odors or the heat or nothing like that. But more importantly, I like the huge branding of the truck, of the size of it. But more than anything else, I like the space management. I like the fact that I can carry so many different diverse service tools and equipment. That way I can do things on the fly. I don't have to run all the way back to my shop, get this piece of equipment, this chemical. I've got it all right in here. That way I am a multi-purpose, diverse service beast. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to accomplish. I'm trying to really set myself apart from my competitors and to be able to offer all these services, and I want to look like the true professional. Now, let's get started with, first of all, if you're in a neighborhood like this neighborhood right here, all right, you're not going to have a wrap and you're not going to have a lettering on your business vehicle unless you've got a big garage to put it inside of, because let's face it, an HOA is going to shut you down fast. So what can you do? Well, in those type of situations, I recommend just get yourself a magnet. Okay, throw it on the door after you leave the neighborhood. When you get back to the neighborhood, throw it right back on the door, okay, when you get up to a customer's house. I really feel like it's important to have some type of lettering, some type of branding. The reason being is I know I can speak for my own wife. She doesn't like it when a vehicle shows up to a house and she doesn't know what it is. She might have ordered a service, but she don't know if it's the plumber, she don't know if it's the carpet cleaner, she don't know if it's the electrician, she don't know who it is. So, you know, you're doing this to identify yourself. So go ahead and at least get the bare minimum, either a magnet or lettering, or better yet, I recommend going with a wrap. And if you're going to go with a wrap, what is the goal of a wrap? The goal of a wrap is to get you noticed and to create a call to action. You want to get people over to your website as fast as possible. So I really recommend the KISS method. Keep it nice and simple. Look at what I basically did here, and if you look at maybe these huge shipping companies, I'm not going to mention their names, or other franchises and stuff like that, it's very simple. It's very minimalistic. You don't need a whole lot of information. Maybe if you're an owner-operator, you might want to put more on there, but I say keep it simple. Drive everybody to your website or your phone number if you don't have a website. Hopefully you do in this day and time. And then your website will drive them to action. Now you notice on here, I basically just got my slogan, the cleaning supply store. I've got my acronym, TMF. I've got bright colors, and then I've got the website. So it's very easy to identify. And over here I got my logo. So the cool thing about a box truck is, I mean, let's face it, it's a huge billboard. So it really gets the message across. Now I highly recommend you do not scrimp on the design of whatever you go with, whether it's a magnet, whether it is lettering, or whether it is a wrap. Go ahead and pay a good designer. The one thing about a really good designer is they think of all the little tiny small details. For instance, notice I wrapped the inside of this door right here, and notice how it matches my logo. So if you look at the whole overall thing, you know, when the customer sees it and I've got the doors open, it all matches. These are the type of things that make a huge impression on clients. Let's face it, you only got one shot to make a first impression. Hey guys, there's two things that a lot of cleaners and other professionals miss when it comes to wraps. That's really important, and I really want to emphasize this. What is that? Well, number one is basically you want to make it fun and friendly, not aggressive and busy and convoluted where people can't even read it, where you're impressing your fellow, you know, service people, but you're not really impressing the person that counts, and that is the homeowner or the person that is ordering your service. So make sure it's nice and fun and friendly. Number two is something that's almost always overlooked, and that's the confidence factor. If you look good, you feel good, you sell a lot, and you look like the true professional when you pull up. Let's face it, when you pull up and you open your doors, they realize a true professional showed up to their home. By now, I think everybody understands the importance of branding and having this huge billboard look. Let's face it, if you have to go out and get that billboard, like I mentioned earlier, at $3,000 to $6,000 a month, think about how much it adds up over months and years, right? Here, you just have to do it once. So it's really important to make sure you get the graphic design down. Also, here's one thing that I've learned over the years. If something looks good and very recognizable, like on a business card size, then when you blow it up, it's even going to be more recognizable. So think about that when you're looking at your designs. Ask your designer for several different designs. And if you don't like it, you're paying the money for it. Make sure that you have them redo it each time. Revise it until you like it. And also, don't just go by what you think, because sometimes you or people on the boards, they're not really graphic designers, so they don't really understand the concept. They're thinking as a cleaner, so they're trying to say, oh, well, put that on there, put that on there, put that on there. And that's not always the best thing to do. Instead, get a graphic designer's mind who knows how to advertise and get your brand known, because that's what's really important. You're just trying to get known. If you're parked in a neighborhood like this right here, and your truck is running, making some noise, the customer's going to go up to the window, and they're going to see who you are. The neighbor's going to look at the window. They want to be able to recognize what you do. So keep it simple. Maybe your slogan, maybe your name, your website, and even a phone number. To me, that's about all you need, but really, it's really up to you to decide, because at the end of the day, it's your business. And that's why I really love to have you guys' viewpoints. What's your viewpoint? That's my opinion. That's my experience over the years. I'd really like to hear what your experience is. So if you don't mind, remember, I'm going to make a huge compilation video of all these 5 videos. This is series part number 2. So when I do that, I'd really like to incorporate many of you guys' different ideas. So if you don't mind, go down inside the comments. Tell me what you think. Tell me what's worked for you. Tell me what hasn't worked for you. And maybe I'll implement those and mention that in following videos when I do that complete compilation.